Welcome back to the DBS studio. It's Father's Day next Sunday, the 16th of June, and DFL special guest is Boo Hinkson. Now, we've been talking about his childhood, and as we continue talking about his career and lifestyle choices, we'll also find out about Boo's opinion on world issues and lots more. Now, remember, if you have a question for Boo, we'll be taking calls a little later. Now, Gerald Levert's classic definition of a man spoke largely to romance. Boo, what is your definition of a responsible, respectable man?
Wow, romance.
Well, Gerald Levert, he sang a lot about that.
Well,
But with your music, would you say you've got a central message when you?
that message is more about for me, what I am becoming as a human being is the most important thing in my life. It is not about my music. I want to become the best human being I can become, a great human being. And once I become a great human being, inevitably I'll be a good musician, because everything that is required for me to be a good musician will be encompassed in my being a great human being. It's no point I become a great musician and a messed up human being. So the priority for me is not about writing good songs, not about being a good guitar player. It's about becoming a great human being, somebody who is aware, somebody who's mindful, and somebody who has empathy, somebody who can give up for somebody else.
Is that why you're so vocal about other things that are not just music? Because I don't want to spend the whole night talking about music, as much as I appreciate it, because I see you as much more than just a musician. Now, you've said lots of things over the years where that touches on family, touches on St Lucia's political climate, economical climate, and so on and so forth, the social issues. Right.
Yeah. It is that I think way beyond music, and the things I need to make me what I am don't all come from music. So I connect to my society and my country in a very broad way. And so I see a lot of things that I'm concerned about, a lot of things that I am annoyed about, a lot of things that I'm pleased about. And I think as a St Lucian I ought to speak up, because we ought to remain aware. And if we are not aware, and we don't let the people who are affecting our lives and the people who are doing things with our society that are detrimental to our future, if we don't let them know that we know that, then it just continues. The status quo continues.
Okay, let's talk about one of those kind of aspects, as you mentioned some. Okay, you spoke of a downward social convergence. Now, in what context do you see this happening, and how does it relate to, like, music? Like, for example, we have Carnival coming, and you spoke about...
Last year I was asked about the content of the calypsos, and my response was that what we're hearing that many people are objecting to comes from a downward social convergence in the country, and so I was taken to task, but I will explain it tonight. If you look at Herb Black wrote One Day's Work. He wrote Calypso Jail. He wrote Unsolved Mystery, which had to do with the alleged killing of a guy in Ancillary by the police, and so on. Herb Black sang a lot of great songs and never won.
Yeah, I know where we're leading, yes.
And then he came and he sang Suzette. And boom, Herb Black became this big thing. And he won. My opinion is that a lot of what Herb Black sang before was far better than that song. And it was also far better than songs that beat him. But it didn't appeal to the lower half.
Most probably, if you ask Herb Black, he most probably would agree with you. He may not agree
The
with
other
the
great example
statement, but
is
he may agree
Invader.
with you.
Look at where Invader is going with his music. Invader is a great calypsonian. Look at the direction he's going. Look at the guys, some of the guys who wrote a lot of great stuff who stopped writing. If you listen to the general content of what is being pumped down the throats, or the minds rather, of our young people, look at the content, and you will see there is a downward social convergence in the country, and everybody is pandering down, so everybody can make money off it. But it stems from a lack of human consciousness, because the most important thing is to make a lot of money. So if this is going to impact our young people in a negative manner, and there's money to be made off it, everybody's going to run after it. And that is where we're running into problems.
No, you know, you say something like that, and instantly people may think, well, who's to blame for that? The writers? Is it the actual performer, the producers allowing this kind of thing? Is it the music association that's allowing this kind of thing? But when we're looking at calypso, because you use that as an example, why shouldn't we perhaps think, because no one said this to me, but I'm thinking, why shouldn't we think then that the judges are to blame for some of this? Because the judges should not choose what is the crowd's favorite, or choose what because the calypso has met the criteria. Maybe it's yes, you see what I mean?
Well, let me say this here. I will tell you that that problem does not only exist with calypso, you know.
Oh, of course, but I just use that because that's the example you gave.
Because it is in rap music.
Of course.
It is in country. It is a general lack of human consciousness. It contributes to the degradation of women.
But this is not the first time, it's not the last time that you're going to say this. My argument is, when is something going to happen?
Well,
you keep saying these things.
Here's what. Something is going to happen when the human consciousness kicks in again. And unless it kicks in, it's not going to happen, because there's money to be made of that kind of thing. And I'll tell you what also. This may sound like far-fetched thinking, but all the music that denigrates our women, particularly the ones done by our men, our black men, I think it is an attempt to boost their own ego. And if you denigrate the women and you say awful things about them, it makes you feel something about your ego gets that boost.
You know, Boo, that's
bad.
And
that is not on. And having said that, I think one of the problems we have is that in the Caribbean, successive governments assume that their function is to build a school, build roads, provide electricity, provide water, but they don't pay attention to the psyche of their people. And
I want to go further on that, but I have to go on to a break there. But I'm thinking that everything that you've said, I agree with, but I think the people who are to blame largely for this are people like, I say us because I want to group us all. We hear these songs, and what do? We sing, we dance, we carry the words, we
have a good time.
We have a good time. We have a good time singing words that are derogatory. Even women are singing these songs that are derogatory to women. But sorry, I have to go on to the break. Let me just repeat the giveaway questions tonight. How many add-on packages are offered with Carib Cable's cable service? Name them. Tell us your dad's favorite Farron's flavor, and in the Farron's TV ad where the man chases the truck, you know the one I'm talking about, what flavor of ice cream is featured at the end of the ad? Who plays jazz at Rainforest on Wednesdays and Saturdays? And do you want brunch for your father and his family at Ladera? Then tell us about a father you know who has a positive influence on their children. Send your Ladera entry to giveaways at dolorfactorlive.com by this coming Monday, 10th of June, midday. This is Dolor Factor Live on DBS. When we come back, we'll be taking your calls, so remain with us. We'll see you soon.